Dear students, the law of demand versus elasticity of demand. What is the difference between the two? When the price of a good falls, its quantity demanded rises. And when the price of it rises, its quantity demanded falls. That is law of demand. The law of demand. Let me repeat. When the price of a good falls, its quantity demanded rises. And when the price of it rises, its quantity demanded falls. The law of demand. Then what is elasticity of demand? The measure of how much consumers respond to a given change in price is called price elasticity of demand. The measure of how much consumers respond to a given change in price is called price elasticity of demand. Then what is the difference? The law of demand indicates the direction of change in quantity demanded in response to change in price. The law of demand indicates the direction of change in quantity demanded in response to change in price. How much change in the quantity demanded in response to change in price is provided by elasticity of demand. How much change in the quantity demanded in response to change in price is provided by elasticity of demand. The law of demand gives the direction. Elasticity of demand gives the measurement. Say with me. The law of demand, are you ready? The law of demand gives the direction. Elasticity of demand gives the measurement. Repeat. The law of demand gives the direction. Elasticity of demand gives the measurement. That is the difference. Do you want to learn more about elasticity of demand? Then watch this video and learn all about elasticity of demand in detail.
Elasticity of demand. When the price of a good falls, its quantity demanded rises. And when the price of it rises, its quantity demanded falls. This is law of demand. The law of demand indicates only the direction of change in quantity demanded in response to a change in price. Only the direction. It does not tell us by how much or to what extent the quantity demanded of a good will change in response to a change in its price. This information is provided by the concept of elasticity of demand. How much or to what extent. Demand for a good is determined by its price. Income of the people, prices of related goods, quantity demanded of a good will change as a result of change in any of these determinants of demand. The concept of elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a change in its price, consumers' income, and prices of related goods. There are three concepts of elasticity of demand: price elasticity, income elasticity, and cross elasticity. Variables. Quantity demanded of a good will change as a result of change in any of the determinants of demand. What are the determinants? What are the determinants? Price of the commodity, income of the consumers, price of the related commodity. Price elasticity of demand relates to the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a change in its price. Income elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to the change in income of the consumer. Cross elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a change in the price of a related good. The related good may be either a substitute for it or a complementary with it. Types of elasticity. Price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand, EP, is equal to percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price. What is percentage change in quantity? Change in quantity divided by original quantity. Delta Q divided by Q. Percentage change in price divided by original price. Delta P divided by P. Price of a good falls from rupees 10 per unit to rupees 9 per unit in a day. The quantity demanded increases from 125 units to 150 units per day. The price elasticity of demand, EP, is equal to change in quantity 150 units minus 125 units, 25 units. Original quantity 125 units. Change in price, rupees 10 minus rupees 9. Original price, rupees 10. So EP is equal to 150 minus 125 divided by 125. The all divided by 10 minus 9 divided by 10. That is equal to 2. The elasticity coefficient is greater than 1. What does it mean? The demand for the good is elastic. When the percentage change in quantity is greater than percentage change in price, EP is greater than 1. The demand is said to be elastic. When the percentage change in quantity is less than percentage change in price, EP is less than 1. The demand is said to be inelastic. When the percentage change in quantity is equal to percentage change in price, EP is equal to 1. The elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Income elasticity of demand is equal to delta Q divided by Q divided by delta Y divided by Y. The income of a person is rupees 4,000 per month. He purchases 6 CDs per month. The income increases to rupees 6,000. He purchases 8 CDs. The income elasticity of demand for CD is EI is equal to 8 minus 6 divided by 6. The all divided by 6,000 minus 4,000 divided by 4,000. That is equal to 0.66. The income elasticity is 0.66, which is less than 1. Income elasticity of demand shows the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a small change in the income of consumers. Very often, demands for two goods are so related to each other that when the price of any of them changes, the demand for the other good also changes, its own price remaining the same. X and Y are substitute goods or complementary goods. Substitute goods are competing goods. Complementary goods are like bread and butter. Substitute goods are competing goods and their cross elasticity of demand, what is it? Positive or negative? Their cross elasticity of demand is positive. Why? What is the reason? The rise in price of Y causes a rise in quantity demanded of X. And for complementary goods, that is goods like bread and butter, the rise in price of Y brings about decrease in demand for X. And cross elasticity of demand EC is equal to negative. Hence, whether goods X and Y are substitutes or complementary goods can be found from cross elasticity of demand. If their cross elasticity of demand is positive, then they are substitute goods. If their cross elasticity of demand is negative, then they are complementary goods. How can you compute cross elasticity of demand? Delta QX, that is change in quantity demand of good X, divided by QX, that is original quantity demanded of X. The all divided by delta PY. What is delta PY? Small change in the price of Y divided by PY, the original price of good Y. So EZ is equal to delta QX divided by QX, the all divided by delta PY divided by PY. The price of coffee rises from rupees 45 per pack to rupees 55 per pack. Quantity demanded for tea increases from 600 to 800 packs. EZ is equal to 800 minus 600 divided by 600, the all divided by 55 minus 45 divided by 45. That is equal to 1.50. 1.50. What is it? Cross elasticity of demand of coffee for tea or tea for coffee. 1.5 is the cross elasticity of demand of coffee for tea. When changes in price and quantities demanded are large, midpoint method of measuring elasticity of demand is to be used. What is that method? Midpoint method. Here P is equal to P1 plus P2 divided by 2 and Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2. That's all. Perfectly inelastic demand. X-axis quantity, Y-axis price, and you get a vertical line when X is equal to 4. Perfectly inelastic demand, this is an extreme case of price elasticity of demand. EP is equal to 0. At price rupees 2, quantity demanded is 4 units. At price rupees 4, quantity demanded is 4 units. At price rupees 6, quantity demanded is 4 units. At price rupees 8, quantity demanded is 4 units. At 10, 4 units. At 12, 4 units. Demand curve is a vertical straight line. Changes in price of a commodity does not affect the quantity demanded of the commodity at all. Whatever the price, quantity demanded of the commodity remains unchanged. You are sick and the doctor prescribes you 4 tablets of a particular medicine. You purchase 4 tablets, whatever the price. Perfectly elastic demand. Quantity x-axis, price y-axis. You get a horizontal line when price is 10. perfectly elastic demand, this is the second extreme situation. A small rise in price, say from rupees 10 to rupees 12, will cause the buyers to switch completely away from the product so that the quantity demanded falls to zero. A small reduction in price, say from rupees 12 to rupees 10, will cause the buyers to increase the quantity demanded from zero to all they could obtain. Extreme situation. The perfectly elastic demand curve is found for the product of an individual firm working under perfect competition. Products of different firms working under perfect competition, if any perfectly competitive firm raises the price of its product, it will lose all its customers who would switch over to other firms. No loyalty. If they reduce its price a little, they would get all the customers to buy the product from it. Unitary elastic demand. The quantity demanded changes by exactly the same percentage as the price. Remember, it is not the same amount, it is the same percentage as price. Elastic demand. Quantity along the x-axis, price along the y-axis. Price elasticity EP is greater than 1. Look at the graph. Price rupees 2, quantity demanded 20 units. What is the total expenditure? And what is expenditure? Yes, that is the total money spent. The total money spent on purchasing 20 units by the consumer, that is total expenditure. It is rupees 2 into 20 units, rupees 40. Rupees 40 is the total expenditure. When price is rupees 3, quantity demanded is 15 units. Total expenditure is 3 into 15, rupees 45. Total expenditure at each price can be obtained by, how can you obtain it? You can obtain it by multiplying the x and y coordinates. When the price is rupees 7, total expenditure is 7 into 5, rupees 35. When the price is 6, total expenditure is 6 into 6, rupees 36. When the price is rupees 5, total expenditure is 5 into 8, rupees 40. When the price falls from rupees 7 to rupees 2, total expenditure increases from rupees 35 to rupees 45. Then decreases to rupees 40. The demand for a good is elastic when the total expenditure on it increases with a fall in price. Remember, the demand for a commodity is elastic when the total expenditure on it increases with a fall in price. The demand curve shows that from rupees 7 to rupees 3, it is elastic. EP is greater than 1. But from rupees 3 to rupees 2, is it elastic? You guess. inelastic demand, EP is less than 1. Quantity along the x-axis, price along the y-axis. When the price is 2, the quantity demanded is 20. When the price is 27, the quantity demanded is 5. When the price is 27, the quantity demanded is 5 units. Total expenditure is equal to 27 into 5, that is rupees 135. When the price is rupees 24, the quantity demanded is 6 units. The total expenditure on it, rupees 144, 24 into 6. When price is rupees 20, total expenditure is rupees 160. When price is rupees 15, total expenditure is rupees 165. When price is rupees 10, total expenditure is rupees 150. When price is rupees 2, total expenditure is rupees 40. A commodity will have inelastic demand when with a fall in its price, the total expenditure on it also falls. Remember, a commodity will have inelastic demand when with a fall in its price, the total expenditure on it also falls. When the price falls from rupees 15 to rupees 10 to rupees 2, total expenditure falls from rupees 165 to rupees 150 to rupees 40. Hence, inelastic demand. But what about rupees 27 to rupees 24 to rupees 20 to rupees 50? Total expenditure increases from rupees 135 to rupees 145 to rupees 160 to rupees 165. There is elastic demand. The numerical value of elasticity of demand, E, is equal to 0 to infinity. Quantity demanded does not change with price. E is equal to 0. It is perfectly inelastic. Quantity demanded changes by a smaller percentage than does price. E is in between 0 and 1. Inelastic. Quantity demanded changes by exactly the same percentage as price. E is equal to 1. Unit elasticity. Quantity demanded changes by a larger percentage as price. E is greater than 1 but less than infinity. Elastic. Buyers purchase all at some price and none at higher price. E is equal to infinity, perfectly elastic. Point elasticity. Elasticity of demand at point X. And D dash is the demand curve. What is the elasticity of demand at point X? It is equal to XD dash divided by XD. The total outlay method explained in the previous 2 slides give us only the nature of elasticity. The demand for a commodity is elastic when the total expenditure on it increases with a fall in price. The demand for a commodity is inelastic when the total expenditure on it decreases with a fall in price. It only gives us the nature of elasticity, not the exact numerical value of elasticity. In point elasticity method, we measure elasticity at a given point on the demand curve. Elasticity of demand at point X. X is a point on the demand curve d dash. It is equal to xd dash divided by xd. Lower segment divided by upper segment. How will you get it? Elasticity of demand is equal to delta Q divided by Q divided by delta P divided by P. That is delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Delta Q by delta P. What is it? Slope? No. Delta Q by delta P is the reciprocal of the slope of the demand curve d dash. It is the reciprocal of the slope of the demand curve d dash. EP is equal to 1 by slope into P by Q. P is the original price and Q is the original quantity. Slope of the demand curve is PD divided by PX. P is equal to OP and Q is equal to OQ. PX is equal to OQ. Therefore, EP is equal to PX divided by PD into OP divided by OQ. That is equal to OP divided by PD. That is equal to XD dash divided by XD. Lower segment divided by upper segment. It is the ratio of the distances of lower segment and upper segment. Suppose the demand curve is not a straight line, but a non-linear curve. How can you measure the price elasticity at a given point on it? You just draw the tangent at the point given. Then you can apply the same formula on the tangent line. Elasticity of demand at different points on the demand curve. Look at the graph d dash demand curve. Elasticity of demand at different points on the demand curve. The elasticity of demand is different at different points on the demand curve. Look at the various points. At D is equal to infinity. At A, E is greater than 1. At B, E is equal to 1. At C, E is less than 1. And at D dash, E is equal to 0. The elasticity of demand is different at various points on the demand curve. Arc elasticity. It is a measure of the average responsiveness to price change exhibited by a demand curve over some finite stretch of the curve. The demand curve d dash. When the price is P1, A is the point on the demand curve. When price is P2, B is the point. And Q1 and Q2 are the quantities. P1 is the original price, P2 is the new price. Q1 is the original quantity, Q2 is the new quantity. P is equal to P1 plus P2 divided by 2 and Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2, just average. EP is equal to delta Q divided by Q1 plus Q2 divided by delta P divided by P1 plus P2. That is equal to delta Q by delta P into P1 plus P2 divided by Q1 plus Q2. Delta Q is the change in quantity, delta P is the change in price. EP is equal to delta Q divided by delta P into P1 plus P2 divided by Q1 plus Q2.
Point 1. Determinants of elasticity of demand. A. Price of commodity. B. Income of consumers. C. Price of related commodity. Point 2. Price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. Point 3. Income elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in income. Point 4. Cross elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded of X by percentage change in price of goods.